So good afternoon, everybody. So today we are going to talk about fault modeling. So we know that there are different types of defects which are possible, which can be systematic defects or the random defects. Random defects which are not really possible to model, like edge roughness, variation of the thickness. So those are the random defects, or they can be systematic in nature. Normally, the systematic defects they are introduced during the process of fabrication, and they're caused by process variations or the signal integrity issues and so on. Systematic means they are more predictable in nature. So these are different kind of defects which are possible. Okay, but the problem in the VLSI is that for all these defects, it is really not possible that we are able to test all the defects or we are able to detect all the defects and then model them and then apply any process which is going to rectify those defects. So the in VLSI, if we say, I can broadly say that the problem is that we have to identify the large number of defects which are there, which have to be tested for, and we need to identify the test patterns for that. Okay, so there is a test process which we have understood over the time, over the past few lectures, that essentially it comprises of fault modeling, then test pattern generation, then fault simulation, and finally after manufacturing it is AT or the BIST which is going to take place. BIST it is going to go side by side, AT is done on every manufactured thing. But then why, let's see, why fault models? Basically, fault models, they are necessary for generating and evaluating the test vectors which are needed for fault simulation as well as fault generation. Matlab, there are numerous or different kind of defects which are there. Okay, and all of them they are not really possible to be detected or modeled effectively. So fault model is going to do what? It is going to identify the type of defects and it is going to identify the test vector which is required to identify these defects. Okay, so that is what your fault modeling is doing. मतलब fault model का काम क्या है? First, it is going to see that what are the defects which are possibly analyzable. Okay, and what are the test vectors which have to be applied or which are the necessary input vectors which have to be applied so that those defects they can be detected. So I can say that a fault model identifies the target for the testing. Okay, that is the possible defects which are there. It limits the scope of test generation because exhaustive testing is not possible. You can well imagine that if we have a circuit with, let's say, n number of inputs, how many test vectors they are required. And if I told you 2 raised to power n, so combinations are going to be there. Or if one combination, if it takes place, takes 1 second for the circuit to simulate and give me the output, you can well imagine what is the kind of time which is to be taken in the testing. If my n is, let's say, 64, which is common in a digital circuits. So due to that, it's not possible that exhaustive testing is done. So identifying the necessary set of vectors which gives me the good fault coverage of the analyzable defects is very, very important. And this is one function of your fault modeling. Okay. Then it associates those vectors with the specific defects which can be detected. Okay, and finally it quantizes your testing. क्वांटाइज करता है मतलब हम उसको मेजर कर सकते हैं कि हाउ इफेक्टिव आर टेस्टिंग इज, दैट इज यूजिंग द फॉल्ट सिमुलेशन. Okay, so fault coverage, it is computed, which tells us how many faults they have been detected. So I can say that fault modeling, it is used to bridge a gap between the physical defects which are there and the mathematical abstraction of detecting those defects. Okay. So now fault models, they can be at different levels of the abstraction. It can be at the behavioral level or the RTA level. When I talk about behavioral level, it is the highest level where actually there is no correlation to the manufacturing or the process defects, but it is more of verification. We are applying the input and we are getting the output. So simulation falls at this category of this. Okay. Then at the RTA level, you can say we can, one example is testing of your IP cores using ATPG patterns. So it is less efficient, but still it is applied. Delay faults or the bridge fault models, they are one example of RTA level. Then we talk about the transistor level. So they are more technology dependent faults. So transistor open faults or the transistor short faults, they are going to be categorized in this. Then at the gate level, it is your delay models can be there. Okay, delay testing is part of that. Stuck at fault models, they are example of gate level testing. And physical level is your RLC circuits, your interconnections, how they have to be modeled. RLC models जो होते हैं, RC models जो होते हैं, so they are used to analyze the crosstalk effects. So those are example of fault modeling at physical level. And there are certain test models which are not in the design hierarchy, that is parametric tests or the IDDQ tests. So these are those kind of tests. Okay. So these are the different levels which are there. Then we have the nature of faults. A fault can be logical, means it is going to affect your input. If you are expecting the output of a circuit to be 1, and actually it is 0. So those kind are the logical faults which are going to affect your logic output. Okay. Then we have the parametric faults. Parametric faults, when I say, it means they are altering or they are changing the magnitude of any circuit characteristic or a parameter. Any AC/DC parameters, they are going to change. So that falls in this category. Then we have the delay faults. When I say delay faults, it means the path delay it is varying. Okay, like slow gates or the timing issues of the circuit, performance degradation, these kind of things, they are in the delay testing. So that is the nature of the faults which are to be modeled. Then we have, based on the classification of faults based on the fault duration. Some faults, they are permanent in nature. That is, they are going to be there. Let's say if it is a stuck-at fault for a transistor, open fault is there, it is going to be there. It is not changing with time. So if it is there, it is definitely going to reflect. Okay. Then there is a temporary fault. Temporary fault are more random in nature, which may occur for a small period of time. Aging defects, they can, I think, fall into this temporary faults, which can be there, I feel. Transition faults, they are caused by the environmental conditions, depending upon the conditions which are there. Like example is soft error in the RAMs. And then we have the intermittent faults. Intermittent faults, they can be regular or they can be irregular malfunctionings or the fault which is occurring. So they are again not permanent in nature, but still they may be related to the gradual degradation of the circuit components. Okay, so that kind of things. So these are the different classifications based on this duration of the faults. Now, common fault models, what we are going to study are single stuck-at faults, transistor open short. This I've already told you, pattern sensitive bridging fault, delay, false, analog. So ये सारे हम पढ़ेंगे and we'll see these one by one. So let's start with it. Okay. So we'll start with first. Where is this one? Let me open the whiteboard again. So we'll start with this. So first, basically, any fault model which is there, it has to satisfy two criteria. First is it should reflect the behavior of the defect, and the second is it should be computationally efficient. So in this, we'll first start with our single faults. I have to stop this, I guess. एक मिनट दोबारा, I'll just try to share it again. So we have single stucket faults, and then we have multiple stucket faults. Now these stucket faults, they are basically categorized into stucket 0 or stucket 1. This means that any particular line that is either permanently stuck at 0 or permanently stuck at 1. Let's take an example of a simple gate. So this is my simple AND gate. So it is having two inputs. Let's say this is the input which is stuck at 1. So I can say this is equivalent to that this input is actually connected to your VDD voltage. So it is equivalent to that. Similarly, if let's say we are, sorry for this bad handwriting, but chalo. Suppose I have stuck at 0 here. So stuck at 0 is equivalent to that this particular node or this particular input is grounded. It is behaving as that. So this is the other. So this is the equivalence. So this is stuck at 0 and this is stuck at 1. Now when I say single fault, it means that I am assuming that at a time only one fault is occurring in any line. मतलब at a time सिर्फ या तो stuck at 0 है. तो पहली बात तो we should be very clear that when I'm talking about these stuck at faults, I'm going to talk about stuck at 0 and stuck at 1. Only I'm going to talk about these two things. So we are assuming there are two types of faults which are there for any line or any node that is stuck at 0 and stuck at 1. So single fault model, it assumes that at a time a line can either be stuck at 0 or stuck at 1. So at a time only one fault is existing. So based on this model, we have the number of faults which are possible or which are modeled using this is number of faults is equal to k times n, where k is actually the number of individual faults. Okay, so it is number of faults on different types, I should say. Like stuck at 1 and stuck at 0 दो है हमारे केस में, तो हमारे लिए k की वैल्यू इज 2. n is the number of nodes at which these are possible. Okay, so let's again take this simple gate. अब ये nodes क्या है, या इसको एनालाइज करने के लिए या कंसिडर करने के लिए what are the points where we are going to consider. Now if I say, see this, it is a simple AND gate which is having two primary inputs. So any inputs which are coming externally, they are called the primary inputs, and any input which is leading to the outside world, that is called the primary output. Rest all will be the intermediate inputs or outputs. So in my case, I am having two inputs and I'm having one output. So my signals in all these, either I can have this line stuck at 0 or stuck at 1, or I can have this line stuck at 0 or stuck at 1, or I can have this line logic level stuck at 0 or stuck at 1. So all these primary inputs and primary outputs, definitely they constitute by node points. Okay, so apart from that, all the lines which are leading to the input or which are coming as output from any gate, they are serving as the node point or the lines which have to be considered for these single faults. So in this case, what would be the value of n? n would be 3 here. Okay, k की वैल्यू क्या है, क्योंकि हम सिर्फ दो ही मॉडल्स की बात कर रहे हैं. सो व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ k? k is 2. So what is the possible number of faults? So using this single stuck at fault model, what are the number of faults which are detectable? That is k into n, that is 3 into 2, which is going to be 6. Okay, so let's take another example. So I'll just erase it. Okay, so let's say I have a circuit. Consider this circuit. Now you will tell me what is the number of nodes here. Okay, so let these be three inputs, A, B, C. So considering this circuit, how many number of nodes would be there? I'll just unmute. Allow you to unmute yourself. Yes.
मैम 4.
Why 4?
मैम बिकॉज इनपुट में मैम एबीसी आ रहा है खाली आउटपुट वो एक्सटर्नल सर्किट से, एंड मैम जो एक आउटपुट पे जा रहा है बस.
एक मिनट. यस, एसेंशियली एक तो ये वैसे 4 नहीं है. आपकी जो बात है दैट इज राइट. यू आर राइट इन द सेंस that my primary inputs are these nodes. सो डेफिनेटली मैं नंबर ऑफ नोड्स ABC हो गई और प्राइमरी आउटपुट क्या है, ये हो गई, है ना. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, every line which is serving as input to another gate or coming as the output from another gate, that is also considered as a node or the line. So in this case, this is also a node. So logic level यहाँ पे भी change हो सकता है आपका, यहाँ पे भी it can be stuck. Similarly at this line. So in this case, primary inputs plus primary outputs plus the intermediate lines which are there. So the total number of nodes or n in this case would come out to be 6. Okay. Am I clear on this? Yes or no?
तो मैम
Yes.
कोई भी गेट से आउटपुट जा रही है या
हाँ
किसी
जी,
भी
हाँ
गेट को इनपुट आ रही है, हर नोड
हाँ
हमें
जी,
काउंट करनी
हाँ
है.
जी, हाँ जी. मैंने आपको ये बोला था कि प्राइमरी इनपुट और प्राइमरी आउटपुट तो है ही है, प्लस जो भी किसी गेट के लिए इनपुट जा रही है या आउटपुट आ रही है इंटरमीडिएट लेवल्स पे, वो भी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट करता है योर नोड और द लाइन विच इज गोइंग टू बी मॉडल्ड फॉर स्टकेट फॉन्ट मॉडल्स. ओके
मैम इसमें आउटपुट को भी कंसीडर कर लेंगे.
हाँ जी, बिकॉज हमें हर वो पॉइंट कंसिडर करना है जिसपे लॉजिक लेवल कैन बी परमानेंटली टाइड टू 1 और 0 ड्यू टू सम डिफेक्ट. सो ये सारे जो पॉइंट्स है, दीज आर द प्रोबेबल पॉइंट्स विच कैन गिव मी अ रॉन्ग आउटपुट. ओके
मैम ये कह सकते हैं कि पॉइंट नहीं तो कोई भी जो वायर है, जो भी पूरे सर्किट में जितनी भी वायर्स जा रही हैं, उतने नंबर ऑफ नोड्स ही हो जाएंगे फिर तो.
हाँ, इसको आप नोड्स बोलते हो.
ओके.
नोड्स, हाँ, पॉइंट्स अब इसलिए बोलते हैं बिकॉज नोड्स आउटपुट नोड लेते हैं और इनको इनपुट नोड लेते हैं, बट इफेक्टिवली इसे लाइन भी आप कह सकते हो. मींस देयर इज एनी signal wherever you are able to have any signal in the form of 1 and 0, so there are chances that can be wrongly stuck due to some defect, so that is going to constitute your node. So in this case, what is my number of faults which are going to be there? Single faults they are going to be, क्योंकि हम सिर्फ दो faults की बात करें, k की वैल्यू 2 है और nodes कितनी है 6, तो it will be giving me single stucket faults. Now coming to multiple.
मैम के की वैल्यू 2 कैसे हो गई इसमें?
स्टकेट, हमारे दो तरह के फॉल्ट्स की बात करें ना, स्टकेट 0 और स्टकेट 1, तो k हमेशा 2 रहेगा, तो k हमारे केस में हमेशा 2 ही रहेगा. k is always true for us because we are talking about only 2 models. Then is multiple. Okay, अब मल्टीपल के केस में क्या है, मतलब हम एक नोड पे मान के चलते कि एक से ज्यादा तरह का फॉल्ट इट कैन एग्जिस्ट. So I'm assuming that more than one type of fault can exist on a single line. Okay. So for that, the number of faults which can be modeled or which is detected using this is given by k plus 1 okay. So why here? इसका मतलब k तो था, why k is actually k is number of faults. So हमने ये कंसिडर कर लिया, एक तो k फॉल्ट मतलब सिंगल फॉल्ट वाला केस तो यहीं पे आ गया. +1 हमने क्यों किया है, सपोज अब मैं इसमें एंड गेट दोबारा लूंगी और आपको समझाने की कोशिश करती हूँ. सो यहाँ पे do with this only. So ये हमारी 3 नोड्स है इस पे. अब तीनों पे यहाँ पे स्टकेट 0 हो सकता है या फिर स्टकेट 1 हो सकता है. मतलब ये छोटा सर्किट हो तो मैं इसको प्रॉपरली एनालाइज करती हूँ विदाउट द फॉर्मूला एंड ट्राई टू मैप इट टू व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू गेट. सिमिलरली या तो आउटपुट नोड मेरी स्टकेट 0 पे हो सकती है या स्टकेट. सो ये सारे पॉसिबल डिफेक्ट्स है 6 जो हमने काउंट किए थे पहले. 3 नोड्स इनटू 2 दैट इज ये पॉसिबल डिफेक्ट्स है ना. तो एट अ टाइम हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि सिंगल कोई भी है, लेकिन जब मैं मल्टीपल की बात करती हूँ तो मैं नेट से पहली नोड आई नेम दिस नोड एज ए. ओके, ए पे स्टक एट 1 हो सकता है, स्टक एट 0 हो सकता है, या फिर ए पे स्टक एट ए और स्टक एट 1 एंड स्टक एट 0 दोनों हो सकते हैं. So that is one addition to that. Are we getting? Why it is k plus 1 raised to power n? सिंगल फॉल्ट में हमने मान के चला था कि मेरा या तो स्टक एट 0 होगा या फिर स्टक एट 1 होगा एक नोड पे. सो दैट गेव मी k रेज टू पावर n. लेकिन अब मैं मान के चलती हूँ कि यहाँ पे या तो हर नोड पे स्टक एट 0 हो सकता है, स्टक एट 1 हो सकता है, और देयर मे बी अ केस वेयर स्टक एट 1 and stuck at 0 both are existing at the same node. So this third case which is there, that is going to be accounted for this, and n is the number of nodes. So हर node के लिए count करना तो I put it to the power n. Okay, and then finally we are subtracting this one is to take into account the circuit which is fault free. Okay, so minus 1 is for that. So k plus 1 raised to power n is going to take all the possible combinations. So from all that possible combinations, the case where I am getting the fault free output is accounted for by 1. If you want to check this, you can make a table and you can see this.
Excuse me, ma'am.
हाँ जी.
मैम मैं ये कह रहा था कि आपने कहा था कि k हमेशा 2 रहेगा, तो इसको हम ऐसे लिख सकते हैं 3 की पावर n माइनस 1.
हाँ, इसमें इस केस में लिख सकते हो.
नहीं तो मल्टीपल वाले में भी यही रहेगा ना?
हाँ, मल्टीपल वाले में हमेशा 3 रेज टू पावर n माइनस 1 रहेगा.
ठीक.
हमेशा. So to just, if you want to analyze for that purpose, you can draw it. I'll just start the table. हम इतना टाइम तो नहीं वेस्ट करेंगे. तो मेरी ये 3 नोड्स है, लेट्स से AND गेट के केस में. So हम 9 cases we have already counted. Then there would be the cases where stuck at 0 is there, stuck at 1 is at this point, यहाँ पे नहीं है. So similarly stuck at 1 is here, stuck at 0 is there, यहाँ पे नहीं है. So there would be again a case stuck at 0, stuck at 1. So likewise ये सारे cases account हो गए बच्चे. So that is going to give me all the cases. So it will be actually coming out to be, अब सारे cases, मतलब तभी मैंने आपसे कहा था I will not be able to complete the table, but you can do it for the small circuit that you can verify it yourself. So the formula which gives me the number of that formula stays, that is good enough. So the formula it is saying k is equal to your 2. So 2 plus 1 raised to power n, that is 3 minus 1. So it is going to be 27. 3 raised to power 3 हो गया ना, 27 minus 1. So that is multiple. So you can see multiple modeling, though multiple fault modeling, it may be more efficient because it is going to take the more real scenario into account, but they are difficult to model. Okay. So normally the fault coverage which we achieve by single fault models, that is good enough, and it covers majority of the cases of the single fault models also. Okay. So though we can see that all the cases more than one lines can be in problem. So it seems that multiple fault modeling is more efficient, but in the real time scenario, single fault modeling, it is easier to implement. Okay, the numbers, they are computationally efficient, and that is why they allow us to have a good fault coverage with a limited frame of time. Okay, so single fault modeling, that is preferred over the multiple fault modeling, though you have the formula for both. ठीक है, तो बहुत सारे केसेस बनेंगे. 3 नोड्स के लिए आप देख लो कितने 26 केसेस है, और एक केस हमने यही माइनस किया जब हमारा सर्किट वुड बी एरर फ्री. मतलब एक ऐसा केस होगा, लेट्स से अगर मेरी एक इनपुट एंड गेट है, अगर एक इनपुट 0 है और दूसरी stuck at 1 है, तो आउटपुट अगर stuck at 0 तो एरर फ्री ऑपरेशन ही तो है ये, इट इज गुड, there is no error. Output otherwise also had to be 0. So 1 is the case where we are taking into account कि it is going to give us error free operation. Okay, so this is what your multiple fault modeling is. मुझे नहीं लगता anybody has solved it, so I've solved it, but still I'll try to see for multiple fault models if I can see it is correct, nothing is wrong in this. Then now see, we have already tried to identify that how many single faults are possible and how many multiple faults are possible. But sometimes there may be the case that, like I've given you, that if it is a simple AND gate, even if a single input is 0, my output has to be 0. Yes. So दो मेरे कितने यहाँ पे faults possible हैं? The possible faults were stuck at 0 in this case. Then it is, I'm hurriedly going to write. So सारों पे ये possible है, ठीक है? लेकिन मुझे AND गेट के केस में मैं लेके आपको बताती हूँ कि अगर एक भी इनपुट 0 है तो मेरी आउटपुट क्या होगी? 0 होगी. चाहे ये इनपुट 0, चाहे ये इनपुट 0, आउटपुट हैज टू बी 0. So this gives me a set of faults or set of possible faults which are going to lead me to the same output. Okay. So when I'm able to identify such kind of faults, they are said to be, actually this tab is getting touch sensitive. Okay. So these faults, they are said to be equivalent. Okay. So we are not directly identifying, or we are not directly taking all the faults which are there, but we are going to identify the redundant faults or the equivalent faults. So redundant is a very lame word, a lame man language I am going to use, but otherwise equivalent faults हम identify करते हैं. Equivalent fault का मतलब है वो faults which are going to give me the identical behavior in the circuit. For example, in our case, if, just a minute, this is so much of problem. I hope you understood. It is going to draw anywhere. Just a minute. So basically this means for this, in this case, my total number of single possible faults were 6 because each node which was there in this case, that is having stuck at 1, stuck at 0. So दोनों पे दो faults possible हैं. So this is stuck at 0, stuck at 1. So I got this. Okay. Similarly, I have it for this node, stuck at 0, stuck at 1. Similarly, I have it this node, stuck at 0, stuck at 1. But if any of the input is 0 here, my output is definitely going to be 0. So my stuck at fault of the output, it is actually shadowed or it is covered, or similar behavior is depicted if any one input is trapped or stuck at 1. So I can say these three faults, they are equivalent. So if let's say y is my output, I can say stuck at fault at y, stuck at 0 fault at y, it is equivalent to stuck at 0 fault at input A, which is same as stuck at fault at input B. So when I am able to identify the set of faults which are going to give me the similar behavior, I am going to say identify the equivalent faults. So such faults are called your equivalent faults. And what is the advantage of equivalent faults? By identifying these equivalent faults, we are able to get a set of faults which is known as the collapsed faults or reduced faults, which is actual number of faults which is there, removing these redundant or the equivalent faults. So in our case, total number of faults 6 थे, ये तीनों equivalent है, तीनों they will be represented by a single fault. Okay, so they are represented by 1. Remaining how many faults are there? 3. So 1 plus 3. So what is my collapsed fault set is? 4. Are we getting what are the collapsed faults and what are the equivalent faults?
No, ma'am.
Why? It is so easy. देखो तुम्हारा AND गेट है, AND गेट की एक भी इनपुट 0 होती है तो आउटपुट ने 0 होना है, ठीक है? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, तो अगर मेरी एक इनपुट 0 पे स्टक हो गई, मतलब उस पे वो फॉल्ट आ गया है कि वो परमानेंटली 0 पे टायर्ड अप रह गई है, ग्राउंडेड हो गई है वो इनपुट ड्यू टू सम डिफेक्ट, तो इसका मतलब मेरी आउटपुट ने तो 0 ही आना है ना. तो सपोज इन द पैरेलल आई हैव अनदर फॉल्ट विच इज अकरिंग. सपोज ये भी मेरी स्टक एट 0 होती है, तो ये वाला स्टक एट 0 तो अलग से डिटेक्ट नहीं हो पाएगा बिकॉज इसके 0 होने की वजह से मेरी आउटपुट ऑलरेडी 0 हो गई है, तो मेरा ये अलग से डिटेक्ट नहीं हो पाएगा. मतलब उसकी इन तीनों की वजह से जो मेरी आउटपुट एरर दे रहा था वो आउटपुट एरर इज गोइंग टू बी द सेम. यस और नो?
Yes.
So if any input is 0, it means my output is always going to be 0 because one of my input is tied to 0. So that means it is going to shadow all the faults of all other inputs going to 0 plus my output being stuck at 0. वो सारे faults वो उसके साथ cover हो जाते हैं, उसमें shadow हो जाते हैं. समझ रहे हो? So such faults which cannot be or which do not have a separate identification or which are covered under another fault because of the similar behavior, they are said to be my equivalent faults. और जब हम टेस्ट वेक्टर्स अप्लाई करते हैं तो हम ऐसे फॉल्ट्स को रिमूव कर देते हैं ताकि हमारे नंबर ऑफ वेक्टर्स जो हम अप्लाई कर रहे हैं वो मिनिमम हो. आई विल टेक वन